Alright, it's after work. My stomach's full. It's time for another the tale from the Dungeon Master. And we're heading right back into the Helen Galarian tale from the Apocalypse Squad. Now, previously, they just finished cleansing Dorgal's home and allowing them to open up the teleportation network between the city and the sky and the surface. So they head to the Underdark, and they find that this whole area is bright. I mean, like blindingly so. Like stare at the sun on at noon, kind of bright. So, so the squad makes essentially magic sunglasses that allow them to operate in such blinding light, and they head into the Drow City, and of course they're all just completely blind at this point, except for anyone who's like completely in their homes. They're the only ones that can operate because they can shut out the light. So the squad ends up going and it's fighting through demons, and they close the rift, and they end up talking to Lucy Seneschal to find out what they need to do to cleanse the city. So they find out that the demon that attacked him had created a light elemental. Now, if you're not too well versed in what elementals are, they're the epitome of an element. Like a wind elemental has wind powers, water elemental, water, lightning, fire, etc. But there aren't really normally light elementals. So nobody knows how to handle this. So the demon creates these light elementals, and they're like stationed throughout the city, just blasting light all over the place, trying to keep the drow locked down, possibly starving. So Jardon comes up with the idea. Maybe his experience with rifts will allow him an innate understanding of void magic. And the void magic, he hopes, will be able to suck up the light and give them a way to combat these light elementals. But he's not sure that he can control it, thanks to, the rifts being a gateway to hell right now. So he goes into the Drow's libraries, and he starts studying this magic, while the rest of these teams are just kind of resting and honing their skills and preparing for the fights to come. And then Jardon finally gets to a point where he thinks he's confident that he can do this. So he opens up the tiny portal to the void. And that's it. It's successful. No portal to hell. And then the monk reminds the team that just because that they can control the void in a laboratory setting doesn't mean that it's going to be useful for them out and about. But they don't have a choice. They have to do what they have to do. So they head out to the city, and Jardon starts opening the rift, kind of slowly doing it, trying to enlarge it a little bit at a time as they enter it, trying their best to do what they can to absorb this blinding light in the Drow City. And he's eventually successful because they suddenly see this light being absorbed from these elementals, and they can find them. So Jardon just expands this void rift, and eventually it sucks up the light elementals. However, the demon who did this is not done. He uses his magic to change the void portal into a hell portal. So all that effort they went through to close the initial rift, undone. They got to do it all over again. And unfortunately, Jardon's tired. So is the rest of the party. Because, I mean, they fought hard in order to protect him. Because, I mean, of course, demons are attacking him this whole time that he's doing this, trying to kill him, trying to prevent everything from being destroyed. But because the light was gone, the Drow were able to come from their homes and then start fighting. So the party's able to escape. And they just need about, I think it was 12 hours, maybe more, to rest for Jardon to have the spells he needed to close the rift once again. So while the spellcasters are resting, Lucy and the monk come up with a plan. See, the best way to handle this situation is get Lucy close so that she can assassinate the demon. I mean, Lucy's essentially an assassin in all but name at this point because of the skill traits and abilities that she has. So after they had time to rest, they go in and they sneak up, and of course, Minerva and Marcus, they're making a big noise trying to get the attention of the demon so they can get Lucy and the monk into what they need to do. So, of course, big battle between the Riding Drow, the Divine Heroes, the monk, and Lucy trying to get in this demon while Jardon is trying to secretly close the rift with his one shot at it. Now, normally, he likes to have some leeway with a couple of spells available to him. You know, that's why he picked a sorcerer this time. But he'd had one shot. That's it. Thankfully, the party succeeded. We managed to get Lucy up, jam her daggers right into this guy's spine, and Marcus behead the demon, and Jardon closed the rift. So this gave the clerics from the City in the Sky the chance to come down, purify the city, as pure as a drow den can be, and they decide where they're going to go next. But that's it for now. I'll look forward to the next story, but until then, take care.